Love Island has been replaced, and Friends is getting cancelled. Hi, my name is that guy Tristan, and this is Tweet the Week. Welcome back to Tweet the Week, where I go through some of the things that have been trending on Twitter over the course of the past week so that you don't have to go on that hellish nightmare of a nap. Some weeks it'll be important stuff, some weeks it just won't. For instance, on Monday, hashtag LoveIsBlindS4 was trending on Twitter. Now this was trending because of a Netflix series coincidentally called Love is Blind, and it was on series 4. Now normally when it comes to series like this, I don't like to cover it in the middle of the series, like halfway through. But one, I've actually watched this one. Two, I actually finished binging like the current episodes on the day that it started trending. And also, I'm ready to talk about it. There's a lot going on. First things first. I'm calling an emergency prayer meeting. I need all the praying mothers, all the prophets, all the evangelists. I need everyone to come to attention because we have two Jezebels running riot. Micah and Irina remind me that after God, you must fear women. I thought I was finally free from toxic women on Love TV shows when we got rid of Olivia from Love Island. But, just like Vegeta and Nappa appearing after Raditz had died, we got these two. I honestly feel sorry for any man who gets within 6 feet of them because they are doomed for destruction. My boy Kwame got absolutely cooked, pulled in by the siren song of the Maleficent Micah, and now his soul is corrupted beyond the point of being saved, even by a woman as lovely as Chelsea. I know the feeling, King. I too have had my heart stolen by the wrong woman and have been ensnared in the net of obsession that overpowers the goodness of any other woman, trying to redeem me from the hand of my enemies, poisoning me until I was a shell of my former self. We will be praying for you. There is redemption, just as there was for me. And then there's Irina. Irina, the devil on everyone's shoulder. The mean girl to end all mean girls. I genuinely feel an evil presence whenever she appears on my screen. It's actually terrifying. And just like Vegeta killing Nappa, Irina even turned on her evil partner in crime, Micah, trying to capture her man pool using one of the greatest powers known to man, the power of breasticles. She literally swings her motherly milk because whenever Paul appears in an attempt to steal him from Micah, and I fear that Paul too will become ensnared. Although technically speaking, he had already become ensnared because a whole other woman got her heart broken due to Micah bewitching this man. And I feel like the other boys need to take the blood of a lamb and just, put it on the doorposts, so that this plague will pass by them and their house will remain untouched. Well, I have been talking for a long time. Long story short, I hope Brett and Tiffany stay together. I nearly cried when she fell asleep on him and I was shouting, "Lazarus, wake up!" Now, on to the next one, quickly. On Tuesday, Apple Pay Later was trending because they announced a new feature where you could use Apple Pay to pay for something and then pay it off over time. And I just want to say, Apple users, I'm not one of you. I'm a Samsung user. This is being filmed on a Samsung. Apple users, I just want you to know, you are absolutely finished. Cooked. Game over. There is no hope for you. File for bankruptcy right now, because I know that y'all struggle with Apple Pay already. I spend way too much time on Twitter for me to not know that y'all be paying for just tapping your phone, forgetting that you actually have to pay for those things. Believe me, I know. And now you've got a pay later feature? Yeah, it's game over. It's game over. It's a wrap for every single one of you. Listen, believe me, I know. I still remember when Monzo Flex got announced. And then they changed it afterwards so that you didn't have to pay the first installment right away. It was over. Game over. My brain just stopped functioning completely. After a month, I looked back and wondered what happened. I literally looked at my account and said, "Sun shall rise on us again, brother." But I really stopped using that quote because the man who said it died literally 5 minutes later in that movie. So, yeah. Point is, that'll be easy. Get that OnlyFans account set up and ready, and cancel the direct debit for your tithes. Yeah. For legal and religious purposes, that last point wasn't a joke. Yeah. Now, on Wednesday, Man of Steel was trending when a clip surfaced of Anthony Mackie in an interview dumping on Man of Steel. He even joked that the movie reviewer he was talking to was automatically not credible because he said he liked the movie. Now, Twitter wasn't too happy with this, and they even turned on Mackie for insulting their beloved Man of Steel. Now, keep in mind, Anthony Mackie wasn't that popular anyway, especially after that Wendy Williams clip, the sandwich one? Yeah, people weren't too happy with that one. But regardless, he does have a very memeable face. It's kind of hilarious. Like, I need you to look at this. I really need you to look at this. And I can't put them into words, but there are just 1,000,001 contexts for that specific meme face. It's hilarious. But yeah, anywho, people jumped to Man of Steel's defense, as they would, but I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I love Henry Cavill as much as the next guy, but you have to be careful. The game is in fact the game, and sometimes you just have to charge it. Because first of all, Anthony Mackie is a Marvel actor, and Man of Steel is a DC movie. So slandering it, especially from him, is, fair game. And also, based on how bad the DCEU actually is, and how bad it has been, again, I consider all DC slander to be absolutely fair game. Except for the Dark Knight trilogy, because I hear that it's, untouchable. And I can respect something being untouchable. I can admit it. Fair enough, fair enough. I haven't actually watched the Dark Knight trilogy, but I hear it's untouchable. So we're not going to slander that. But the rest of them, we can slander as much as we want. But one thing I want to point out from this is that it's a reminder that when people want to tear something down, they all kind of just try and push the boundary as far as they can go, like hate on it as much as they can, up until the point that it gets ridiculous. It's like, so basically they were trying to say that Man of Steel is better than any Marvel movie that Anthony Mackie has been in, and in that moment it was immediately too far, across the line. Because the problem is, Anthony Mackie, despite him not headlining any of these movies, his catalogue is absolutely outrageous. Captain America the Winter Soldier and Avengers Infinity War are two out of the top 10 best comic book movies in existence. That is non-negotiable, right? And then he also has Civil War and Endgame in his catalogue. So I'm sorry, boys, but you missed on this one. It's like when people try and hate on Chris Rock. They try and push the boundaries as far as they can, but it's like to a point where they cross the line. It's like, so they'll start by saying, "Oh yeah, his stand-up isn't funny." I was like, okay, fair enough. Then they'll go to, "He hasn't been in anything funny since Madagascar," and I'm like, okay, we're getting a bit close to the line. And then they'll jump straight to, "Everybody hates Chris wasn't even funny." I'm like, ha, gotcha, busted. Gotcha. Too far, crossed the line. You're so close. You didn't have to take that step, but you did. Because the problem is, you can hate on Chris Rock all you want, but Everybody Hates Chris is an absolutely untouchable show. Don't believe me? Ask Tyler James Williams. Those checks will speak for themselves. Funnily enough, there was actually another example of this the next day on Thursday. Friends was trending because there was a comment from Jennifer Aniston where she basically made a point that some parts of Friends haven't aged the best, and some of the jokes and plot points aren't 100% acceptable, and some are considered offensive by some people. As usual, social media was ready with, you know, the pitchforks and torches, you know, hater guns at the ready. But to be honest, there was a lot going on, and people were saying a lot of things like, you know, Jennifer doesn't know what she's talking about, and nobody's trying to cancel Friends, and people are bringing up how it's a copy of Living Single. And at this point, I was like, you know, fair enough. These comments, you know, they're pretty much opinions, but I also understand them. I agree with them to a point, you know. So it's like, okay, fair enough. Be careful. Don't cross the line again. But then we got to Friends was never even funny. Nobody even watched it. Gotcha. Busted. Each and every one of you said it. Gotcha. Busted. Crossed the line. I'm sorry. I understand the concept of being a hater. I am a professional hater. But we have to, like, learn not to be stupid when we're hating. We can't take it too far. We can tear people down, but we have to do it with wisdom. Because my number one rule is, if you're going to be a hater, hate right. Okay? Hate right. Because I understand you want Living Single to get more recognition. I understand Friends may not be your favorite thing. But the thing is, it is the single most popular sitcom of all time. And that's not a question. Like, that's not even questionable. You can bring up that it is a copy of Living Single all you want, but it will not change the fact that Friends is the benchmark for sitcoms. You say sitcoms, people think Friends. The majority think Friends. Like, 'cause put it this way, it doesn't matter what it's a copy of. Lion King is the benchmark for animated Disney movies, regardless of what Kimber the White Lion is. It's just how it goes. None of this, I'm a big fan of uplifting black things, and you know, Living Single, great show. But the fact of the matter is, those 6 main characters are 6 of the most recognizable faces in television, despite some of them not being in anything else that's notable. It's just how it is. And the Friends reunion garnered so much hype, and then it didn't even live up to the hype because it wasn't what people thought. It was just people coming together and looking back on the episodes. But you get the point. It's like, if you're gonna hate, you have to hate right. Don't be stupid. Just be smart with how you're doing your hating. And if all else fails, just go back to the originals. Go back to the classics. Call David Schwimmer a weirdo and say that Matt LeBlanc should have never got his spin-off. It's simple. It's really easy. But with that, I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Peace, love, and wings. Bye-bye.